Gamers, welcome to another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. Today, we're gonna go over all of my challenge teams on the main account. I'm gonna show you how I managed to defeat all of the challenges on every single one of the dungeons. I will be doing a video like this from the free-to-play account as well, once I'm gonna be able to defeat them, okay? Probably that won't happen this week. I will be able to defeat probably a couple of them, but it's going to be way more challenging on the free-to-play account where I don't have all of the key champions. On this account, even though I have all of the champions, a couple of them were extremely difficult, especially the ones for the runes, the Heretical and the Ancient Battlefield. If you guys enjoy the content, do me a favor, man. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. It really helps a lot. I'm seeing a lot of you guys, over 60% that are watching the videos are actually not subscribed, and it really helps me a lot. If you want to put your hand on free rewards, don't forget, click on the link in the description, use code Skratch. You still have around 4 or 5 days in order to do that. You help to support the channel, you get free rewards, and it will enable me to do tons and tons of giveaways for you guys. So do it, it doesn't cost you nothing. As you guys can probably notice, I've managed to defeat everything yesterday, okay? So the one that was the most challenging one was the Ancient Battlefield. I'm going to walk you through those teams as well. We're not going to do runs in each one of them, and that is mainly because I have only one ticket left at the moment, as you guys can probably notice. But that is enough to basically enable me to unlock each one of them, to basically show you the teams and stuff like that, because I don't want to use it in one and then won't be able to go to the others. Let's quickly talk about buffs first for the Grave of Venom. Out of all of them, this is the easiest one. And the Grave of Curse, the Grave of Rot can be very easy too if you have the right characters. But for this one, Urian is going to absolutely do an insane job, okay? So right here we have Trigger Buff Crystal for debuffs, and we have Attack Down. Trigger Buff Crystal at the start of the battle, and that's going to be a shield, and it will repeat every 20 seconds. Trigger buff at 19 debuffs inflicted, and that will be basically a chance to get specific gear, a chance to get enlightenment and attack percentage substats on my gear. That's what I'm running, okay? Then the last one is basically at every 5 ultimate skills, we're going to restore HP. So that's going to be extremely helpful. Talking about the actual team, I am running a very similar team with what I had in the previous season. Basically, we are running this Frost team. The only thing is, this time around, we have Radiance and Frost. If you do not have Ardrat, you can use instead, I really think the better option, I don't have talents on her at the moment though, is going to be not Acelia. Acelia is good too, but the thing is, Acelia just gives you healing, okay? I think it's going to be much better if you are running Gillian over Acelia. I'm just trying to see if I can quickly find her, wherever she is. The reason why I think Gillian is better is she gives you the defense up, okay? She does dispel as well, but she gives you damage reduction with this, and you have Gillian for free. I would use her, but I do not have the talents, okay? But you know what? Let me just throw her in there. I mean, why not? Let's give it a go. No talents. I can actually get a couple of talents on her and call it a day. Seems like I can get one more inspiration. Let's get that up and running too. And I'm going to give her more or less the same type of gear. I'm still going to give her the Gatekeeper staff so we can actually rotate faster, but she needs enlightenment. So I'm going to give her this. I'm going to give her something with enlightenment from here. This works just fine. Or this one is better. A bit better. Then I'm not sure what gear I have on my Ardrat. Let me just quickly check. I think I might have a Trandus Tenacity, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so no, I actually don't have the Trandus Tenacity. So that might change plans a little bit, because she's not really going to be a good tank. But maybe, just maybe she's going to work like this. So you might want to try something slightly different, because I'm going to try to run her with enlightenment, okay? And I'm not sure if she's going to be strong enough to tank for my Urian as well, like Ardrat would do, right? But Acelia probably could do it. So we can run that. Then right here at the top, I have this beautiful piece. We're going to give her that. And right here, I'm actually going to give her one of these as well, just in case if she needs it. And we're going to run some food, which seems like we're very, very poor on food. So I'm going to have to run this one instead of the defense and accuracy, which is the one that I'm usually running. We're going to have that aura. In terms of builds, that's what we have on all of them. Basically, the best damage build on Vitar. I have this set on Felocia. And no skill timing. No skill timing whatsoever for this one. I'm very curious if Urian can survive this without Ardrat and her aura. Okay, and the main thing is, can my Gillian actually tank for Urian with the Ancestral Protection set and survive? But it seems like they might be able to. Yeah, they're doing it. They're actually doing it without a problem, more or less. That damage reduction that she's providing, the increased defense too, is actually pretty damn big. And by the looks of it, this works just fine. So you don't need Ardrat. The only reason why I've put Gillian in here is to show you that if you don't have Ardrat, if you started playing recently, you're going to be able to get it done with this team. Okay, I will leave team codes for all of the teams, but my team is with Ardrat, so that team code is going to be like that. You can just replace Ardrat with Gillian. Of course, I'm not going to do the run because I need to show you the other teams as well. As you guys can probably notice, we have absolutely no problems whatsoever in terms of survivability. What I will quickly show you are the stats on the characters. So that is Losenia, no talents. That is Vitar, no talents. I mean, only up to tier 4. That is Felocia, talents up to tier 4 only. Urian, he is pretty damn tanky. He has a crazy high HP because he is Inspiration 5 for me, which does help quite a bit with the stats, right? But as an idea, these are the talents. You can see what to get on him. Middle 3. You can see them by the icon. I'm not going to click on the talents because that's good enough to see. And she has literally no talents, and you've seen the build. So that is Grave of Venom Challenge 6. For the Grave of Curse, we are actually going to run my team that I used to run in Season 1 on the old version, okay? So let's go to the challenge mode. Stage 6. In terms of buffs, more or less we have the same, except I don't have that thing to give me substats, enlightenment, and attack, okay? I do not want to risk getting different better pieces with those substats. So this is what we have in terms of talents. And going on to the team, we actually have skill timing for this one. We're running Urian, we're running Zephy, and I'm running Dauntless in here. Now, if you do not have the Dauntless and you have Beldele, run that. They are going to do it probably even faster, okay? Let me just load all of the gear on them, and let's go to skill timing. So that's the skill timing that we have on, as you guys can probably notice. And then we have the following builds. Urian is still more or less the same. He has lower HP in here, so probably... Actually, he has a completely different gear set. That's why. He's on a Ancestral Protection. This is my Nasty Jenka. Decentish build. Once again, the best damage build. Then we have Zephy. You do need to have the Rift Hourglass. We have a Brotherhood set on him. No talents. Then we have Terrible. You can see the talents right here after the icons. And these are the stats. And he has Puppeteer. And then we have Ivelios with some trash stats. Very low enlightenment. No max talents. And we have him with a Queen's Fan. Let me just quickly show you how this plays out. We are using the defense aura from Zephy. I think we are at a good point where we can actually run the attack aura from Nasty Jenka to actually make this faster, because that will enable us to farm this dungeon faster. The main thing is, as long as your tank will not die, you're not going to get killed, because Zephy will put that unkillable and you don't really have to worry about it. Now, this is going down pretty fast as well. I'm going to stop it right here to make sure that I'm not going to waste my ticket so I can go to the other teams. But it's a pretty straightforward team. We dropped 50% of the HP in like, what, 30 seconds, something like that. And positioning-wise, it's not necessarily crazy important, but we are running that defense aura. And you want to have Zephy on an 18-second rotation, because you're not going to be able to just one-shot the boss or anything like that. Moving on to the next one, we have the Grave of Rot. In here, I think I was using my Temporal Vortex team, if I remember it correctly, even for the challenge mode. Let me just quickly check. The same buffs as on the Grave of Curse. Nothing different. Literally the exact same buffs. And yes, I am running the Temporal Vortex team. As you guys can probably notice it right here. I'm going to load it. Okay, and manage. You see Vortex 2. This is the team right here. These are the stats on them. So we have Asilia. We have Beldele. We have Sheena. You can see talents and everything like this. We have Felocia, no max talents, Puppeteer, and I have Zorak, okay? I am always deactivating the skill timing. I am not keeping the same skill timing like I would in the Temporal Vortex. And basically, this boss is going to get absolutely demolished. As I was saying, if you do not have your Dauntless characters, don't worry, because these ones will absolutely demolish the boss. You see the clans, and look at the HP dropping. Okay, it's very, very easy. So no skill timing. But of course, easy to kill the boss, but you do need to have these freaking units and decent builds on them, right? I'm just showing it because a lot of you guys are in a similar situation. You might not have full inspiration on 2 characters, but that doesn't matter, okay? It will probably matter a bit on the Ancient Battlefield, because if not, you're going to have to reduce the attack and get more survivability. But we're going to discuss about that in a second. I will be leaving the skill timing for this team as well. Moving on to the next one, we have the Heretical Ruins, stage 12. This and the Ancient Battlefield, they were the most challenging ones. Buff-wise, if I'm not mistaken, more or less we have the same thing, just probably positioned in a different order. Yep, more or less the same. And this team will require rally. They perform really, really well in here. And you just gotta make sure the clans happen. So look at my Asilia build, you see? Actually, wait, because that's not the one. We're gonna have to load the right team in here. Look at her build. So I have 12 skill haste. If you're getting 30 skill haste, 40 skill haste, it might not necessarily work as good. It might work better. The thing is, you need to cleanse at the right time, okay? And this is auto. I'm not going to manual or anything like that. And we're running Gladys, which is the new exclusive. If you don't have Gladys, you can run a filter or something else to enable you to make more damage on the boss. The only problem is she applies the defense down, okay? No talents yet. This is Filto. He's the only one that has full talents. And this is the build on him. You see, we have 300 crit damage. I don't need more than 60% crit rate because Laurentil will buff with crit rate, right? So I don't need to worry about 100% crit rate. So he is on a Puppeteer set. And then we have Zephy with an Ancestral Protection and the Aurelium Vest. He will put a shield, which will go to Asilia. I am running the crit, the defense aura. The defense aura, not a crit. No, actually, I was running the crit damage. I was running the crit damage, and I was running this food, okay? Radiant damage and 10% defense. Skill timing for this team, guys, we have the following, okay? 10, 12, default, 17 to 24. The reason why Zeph is better than Ogok in here is that he places the defense up for 8 seconds, okay? Then he can actually grant this invincibility. So if you go at 17 seconds, right before the boss is about to use this skill, okay? This deals damage now. This can kill you. So now it's going to proc it right before here, and we have plenty of time to activate this skill as well without getting killed because Zephy is protecting us. So let me just show you. One of the differences is that this boss will constantly put burn on you. And if Asilia doesn't cleanse this burn, every time the boss uses this skill and this skill, you're going to get damaged and probably potentially killed, okay? So the boss is spamming the freaking birds. It doesn't really matter. We're going to get a buffs. Gladys is going to apply the defense down. Bang. Bang, bang, bang. The boss dealt damage. And we need Asilia to cleanse right now. You see, right before the boss used the ultimate. I'm going to back out of here because we're about to kill that boss. It's already under 50% HP. But that's how this team works, okay? And that's the glue that keeps it all together. Then, if we're going to move on to the final one. Truth be told, I needed Ardred for this one. I was not able to do it without Ardrat. This was the toughest out of all of them. As you guys will probably notice, the buffs here are a bit different because you don't want to stack in a lot of buffs and stuff like that for the boss to rack you with his ultimate. But these are the buffs. That's what we have in terms of effects for them. And the theme for this one is the following. I tried it with Asilia. Like I would do it on normal mode. The boss was just one-shotting my damage dealers. Sometimes my Beldele was getting one shot on the very first ultimate. Sometimes she was surviving till the second, but I did not have enough firepower to kill the boss that fast. So I had to actually make changes. If you're paying attention to my Beldele, she has HP negative rune, HP positive rune. So we tanked her up quite a bit. And we are running the defense aura from Ardrat. Ardrat has a disgusting build with 7,000 attack. So she's going to give us some of her defense. Where is it? The passive, right? Once this reaches 10 stacks, sorry. So everybody's going to get that. But she will provide us with support. She's going to be on the Ancestral Protection because she's so tanky and her healing and everything else does not require enlightenment. That enables us to beef up the characters more. Now, the skill timing for this one is the following. Pretty important. You want to have enough accuracy on her, 300 plus, because even with the accuracy that I have on Vinyaura, sometimes she does now remove the decrease attack, and that's GG's. Ardrat has no skill timing. We have Velocia at 20.5. After the boss is using the ultimate and slams once, twice, bang, we're putting this right before that. And like this, the boss won't be able to remove buffs to increase his stacks with the first ultimate, which gives us a huge benefit, actually, because he won't kill us after. Then, Beldele, 12.5, just so she goes first to apply the defense down. For this, I actually had to use the defense down food, which I do not have available at the moment, which is the Royal Fish Soup. I will show you how this goes. I'm not sure that we are going to survive, but we're going to see. Seems like I'm missing a piece of gear on Velocia, actually. I think I had an epic one and I sold it. But you need to tank your characters. If your inspiration is lower, for example, on Sheena, you need to give her more survivability because the boss will deal crazy damage. Now, with Asilia instead of Ardrat, they were getting literally close to dying from that very first hit, which is crazy. How much power Ardrat can actually bring in here, you know? And we are doing a lot of damage pretty fast. The thing is, she helps a lot with that defense aura as well. So, as I was saying, I will be leaving all of the team codes for every single one of them in the pinned comment for all of you filthy degenerate krakens that want to build these teams, or for the rest of you guys that might get inspired to build your own teams with whatever characters you might have available. I just showed you more or less the best in class. For the curse, this team with Zephy and Urian will be better, okay? They're going to kill the boss faster. But I will be doing, as I've mentioned, one from the free-to-play account. It will definitely take me at least 1 week. I need to get better gear. I need to farm more XP. I need to get more talents. Here, I actually purchased some stamina packs, everything that they've sold in terms of stamina, which gave me quite a bit of an advantage because I am pretty competitive on the main account. I am aiming to get a specific placement at the end of the season, right? So I want to make sure that I'm spot on with that. No messing around. I just like this cosmetic. That's pretty much it. I think it looks pretty cool. The way it opens the face, bang, and it closes. Come on. There you go. I think it's cool. I like it. So I kind of want to get that. That's why I'm trying to get the top 5. But we'll see how it happens, how it will work out. On the free-to-play account, I don't really care top 100, top 150, whatever. I don't give a damn about that. I'm just playing that account to basically show you different teams, what you can do as free-to-play in the game. But much love, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.